With all this time that has passed, I still feel like Patrick Beverley still wants to be a Clipper. You know what I'm saying? Here's another situation. You can read about it in Clutch Points and a few other sites. But, here Patrick Beverley speaks on Russell Westbrook. And, he speaks in good regards in Russell Westbrook and being disrespected about the Westbrick quotation that Skip Bayless, for one, has really, made famous more than any other analyst. And when you think about that, yeah, Westbrook knows the reason why his nickname is Westbrook. He knows that. He knows Westbrook is not something that he is fond of, but he also knows it's something that he's attached to because he can't shoot. He can't stretch the floor. Even more so in his prime, he couldn't shoot and stretch the floor. And he has this alphaness about him that is good. He has good energy. He has good vibes. He has all those things in a teammate that you want. But the Westbrook thing came because he can't stretch the floor. And it's just simple as that. And if I was Russell Westbrook, to be honest, I would more or less use his motivation. I feel like Russ kind of uses it as a tool to have some type of dislike or, whatever you want to call it against anybody who says that. And I think even his wife got involved, I think, last year because Skip was saying Westbrick on Undisputed with Shannon being there at the time. And, his wife tweeted out something in regards to that, and it got back to Skip, and then it was, it ended up being nothing, but still it went further than what it should have because apparently Westbrook and his family take that to the heart and be very offended by it. And that's my thing. It's no need to get offended by something that's true. I understand Patrick Beverley is speaking on the fact that Russell Westbrook is getting disrespected by that, but it's not like that label is put on him for no reason. And it's not like that's the wrong label that's attached to him. Because even right now, if you watch Russell Westbrook, if you give him 5 3-pointers on average, if he was able to take 5 3-pointers a night, on average, he would hit 1 or 2 out of 5 every single night. Very rare will he have nights where he go 4 for 5 from threes or 5 for 5. It's very rare you see Russell Westbrook have a stat line like that, even though he's had amazing stat lines with the triple doubles. But if you look at his shooting percentage in a lot of those games with the triple doubles, it was piss poor. It was horrible. It was horrific, to be quite honest with you. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't believe in Russ. They like his gameplay. They love the way he plays with the energy and the intensity and the integrity and all the stuff that he plays with. But as far as stretching the floor, he's a non-factor. And when you think about this league today, what Patrick Beverley and some are not mentioning, this is a league of shooting. This is a league of perimeter shooting. Stephen Curry, Dirk Nowitzki, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, those guys changed the game in regards to the game being more perimeter based now. So players like Russell Westbrook really kind of don't even fit in the NBA the way it is constructed now. But because of his Westbrook actions or Westbrick actions, because he can't shoot. Now, I still think Russ has value. I still think he can give the Clippers value. I still think he is a very, very valuable player. I still think, Russ, if he keeps his head on straight and cuts down on the turnovers, I personally think Russ is a A1 player for a team, because the only thing I see wrong with Russ that's a problem is his turnovers. He is a turnover machine. And when you're trying to win championships, giving the opposing team more opportunities to score rather than yourself is a fiasco. That's a failure waiting to happen. So it's like, when we talk about that, I understand where Patrick Beverley is coming from. And this is the reason why I think Patrick Beverley still wants to be on the Clippers, because he, the podcast I've seen him on First Take within the last year. He started on First Take. He was disrespecting Chris Paul and a few others, which I don't care about that. I don't like Chris Paul either. But my point is, he's been on First Take, JJ Riddick's podcast. Now he kind of sort of does his own podcast, and every podcast he's been on, or every interview or whatever he's been a part of since he's departed from the Clippers, it's like he's still there. It's like he still wants to be there. I mean, I think, what was it, year before last, he went to a Clippers game with a Clippers jersey on, watching them play because the Timberwolves had an off night. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like he still wants to be there. And now he's speaking on the Russell Westbrook thing. It's almost like he keeps saying things to be involved with Clipperland, even though he's not a part of Clipperland. And me personally, I respect that about Patrick Beverley. I really do, because in his mind, he feel like if things could have worked out at the negotiation table better, he would have loved to stay a Clipper for the rest of his life. I really truly believe that. And I really truly believe he bleeds the Clippers, that blue, white, and red. I feel like he bleeds that. He really does. But at the same time, he's not there anymore. And I understand that, but I just feel like there is, something left. There's some feelings left there. And I really, truly believe that. And he never speaks bad anything about any player on the Clippers. He always speaks highly of them. And like I said, him coming to a game like a year or two or something like that while the Clippers are playing and the Timberwolves had an off night says a lot about what he thinks about the team and how much I feel like he still would like to be there. So if I were the Clippers, before Patrick Beverley retires or something like that, maybe they ought to be nice enough to bring him back on the team before he retires or something like that. And maybe they'd be nice enough to retire his jersey or something. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I feel like the Clippers should do something for Patrick Beverley because he speaks highly of the players. He speaks about the organization, and he's been speaking about them ever since he's left the organization. So there's got to be some feelings there still. And I'm pretty sure fans would like to see him back on the roster. It's just that I guess the Clippers mentally are in a different direction now. And that's the case. That's the way it is. And shout out to Russell Westbrook. I hope he's working on that jumper. But the Westbrook label's not going nowhere, despite what Patrick Beverley says or despite what you or your wife says. It's just your label until you fix it or until you make it better. But that's my take on everything. Leave any comments, and we'll talk about it.